2005 Ford Focus. Customer complaint is the slipping clutch. Let's give it a try. It's a bit of a foggy morning up ahead of us. First thing I notice is the clutch is down, the gears are a bit stiff to get in. Anyway, we're on a slight incline here, so let's pull away. So it's first gear, put it into second and accelerate up this hill. Whoa, you see there's it's slipping. The engine's revving, but I'm not actually increasing speed. So that's definitely confirmed we've got a slipping clutch. Well, let's start by getting this workshop warmed up a bit. Yeah. Ooh, that's better. Anyway, that's the workshop warmed up just a little bit. Still cold in here, but never mind, we'll crack on. 2005 Ford Focus 1.6, clutch is slipping. Let's show you how I do it. So, we've got to get a lot of things out of the way. First thing to do, so you don't forget, get this battery disconnected. Take off the negative lead first of all, which is this one here at the back. Undo that one, then undo that one. We're going to have to get this battery, the battery box, and maybe the box with the computer, move that to the side. Then we need to undo this inlet pipe here from down there and just there. Airbox, get that out of the way so we can gain access to the top. And I'll do that first and I'll show you what we have to do next. Okay, that's the battery, front part of the battery box, airbox out the way, and the battery tray. The ECU is still attached to it. You can just swing that right out of the way, didn't have to remove it from there, got plenty of room now. So when we're at the top here, things we need to do, we have this hydraulic clutch with a concentric slave cylinder setup, which I can show you later. That is just here. There is, the pipe comes in here, and there's a clip here that we've got to get out to release that pipe. What I like to do as well, I just put like a brake hose and clamp this flexi here, just to stop any fluid leaking out. It just saves on the bleeding procedure at the end. And then also while we're here, we need to undo the starter motor bolts, of which we've got 3, 1, 2, 3. The ground cables that come onto the gearbox, which are just there, and then you've got some bolts. You've got one 13mm there. There's another one tucked underneath at the top of the bell housing. What else have we got up here? The gear change cables, which are concealed in this little box just here. It's one cable going in, that's the other cable going in. Just to get them, and you've got these tabs to access that, and some more around the side. We can do those from underneath. Oh yeah, disconnect the wiring for your reverse light switch just there. What else? That's about it for the time being. Once we get underneath, we can release the other securing bolts for the gearbox to the engine, and then we'll come back up and we'll put a big support bar across the top of here and hook it onto the engine somewhere to support the weight of the engine. Then we can lower it down once we've undone this gearbox mounting and removed all of that. What else have we got? There's some ground cables there that just need unclipping from the gearbox down there. The hydraulic pipe that goes to your top into your concentric slave cylinder, don't undo that clip like I said, undo this one. So get yourself a pick, put it under here and just remove that clip like that. Keep hold of it tightly, put that in your magnetic tray, and then that should release. Here we come, out it pops. Super. So up in the air, raise your wheels off. Then you need to undo this 13mm Driveshaft bolt. Like that. It's a bit rusty in there actually. Yeah, that's going to be a bit seized. Deal with that in a minute. So next we're going to be undoing the bottom ball joint bolts. I've already just wire brushed the thread and give it a squirt of juice. So we'll get that cracked undone. 21 mil. Okay, that's undone. Once it's undone, what we need to do is to leave it down on this lower arm, track control arm, to get that out of there. It's going to be stuck, so we'll just hit on the bottom of the hub carrier just there to release it. Give it a try anyway. That's pretty tight. Just leave the nut on there just to protect those threads. Let me move this out of the way for the time being. There she blows. Take the nut off. Move it down and just swing it out of the way. So like I say, this drive shaft is a bit stuck in the splines just here. What you can do if you get someone just to pull that out just a little bit, hammer and chisel, just on the inside just there, mind the threads and the splines. I'll just do it there, chisel. There. A little bit more. There we go. All I did there was pop an impact socket on the end of it. Push the steering that way, and you can see the shaft is free. So on the other side I've done exactly the same. Undone the bottom ball joint, we've got the drive shaft out. The drive shaft's got to be removed. The offside one has a longer shaft and a support bearing, so you've got this bracket you have to remove, and there's two of these 13mm, one there and one at the top. Get that bracket off and then we'll be able to get this drive shaft completely out. Right, I got that bracket off. I didn't bother taking this piece off. I could get at it quite easily, so you don't have to do that. That's ready to come out. Now these gearboxes, they do not have a drain on them, which is a pain in the arse. So when you pop the shafts out, you're going to lose some oil, so get a suitable bucket, a receptacle underneath it to catch the stuff. The filling's not a problem. There's a plug up here, a level plug just up here. So here we go. I've took off that plastic cover that covers up these gear change cables. That's where you fill the gearbox back up. So we'll pop these off in a minute. You just leave it under this one. And just here, don't touch this red thing, that's an adjustment. Just so in there, just lever that, push that backwards, pop that one up, and those cables will come out. You can loosen these off of here, undoing this to release them from them brackets if you like. Okay, this will pull backwards, into the oil. So next you want to be getting your other drive shaft out. This one, I've just tried it, it's proving to be a little bit difficult. Normally you can give it a bit of a lever and it'll pop out. I don't want to cause any damage, so what I'm going to do, I'll just undo this clip and I'll take the shaft out from this piece here, and that should eliminate that problem. So next I want to be taking off this rear gearbox mounting just here. We've got 15mm bolt through here, two 13s and a 15 just there. Although this rear bracket isn't really in the way, I'm going to take it off anyway for the sake of one bolt, because it just helps getting your hand around there for removing it and installing it. That's that one off. Like that. As well as that. There we go, that's that one off of there. Actually, I've just tried these cables. These are quite free, so I will just undo that one. And that one there. Then when we go back at the top, we'll just hang them out of the way up there somewhere. So reverse switch is off. I'll need to remove that little clip from there. That's it. The starter motor, while I was under here, I've wiggled that free. So the bolts left underneath, you've got 13 mils, 1, 2, 3, 4, and one up there 5. There's one up there 6. So what I tend to do is I'll start at the top there and I'll undo those two. Get a better shot, there we go. I'll undo that one, and I'll leave that one in, undo this one, and I'll leave that one in. I'll generally leave 2 bolts in and then I'll lower it back down, and we'll see about getting the engine support bar across the top and lowering the gearbox down a bit. So these bolts are out now. As I say, I left that one in that connects to the block there. 1, 2, 3, 4 removed. Left that one, I did say that one, I meant this one, leave that in because that's connected to the block. That one's out up there. I've just left that hanging in there, it's disconnected. Okay, I've got my engine support bar sitting on top of the wings onto this engine bracket just there. I took up the strain of that's quite tight now. So down here there's an 18mm bolt just there we need to undo. That will lower the gearbox down and out of the mounting, and then we can get rid of this top bracket. We've got some 15s, one there, one behind there, and one just there. Take the strain. She blows. Oh, you've got 2 10mm down there on that bracket as well. I didn't spot them. There's a leaf covering them. And out that comes. Then underneath is that piece there that comes out. Right, so that leaves us this mounting to take off. 1, 2, 3 15mm, and don't forget you've got a ground cable attached to that one there on a nut. So you have to whiz the nut off, get rid of the ground, and then take the stud out just there. Gear cables I've just pulled up here for the time being. Once this is out the way, this bracket will lift all the wiring and the pipe work out of the way, and then we'll unwind this and lower that down some more. So I will take this plastic cover off because it's just big and unnecessary. 8mm. There we are. So to gain some more access, I'm going to take off this inner wing liner. So with that inner liner out of the way, it gives us a lot more room. So now, all being well, I can undo these 2 remaining bolts that I left in, and hopefully we can slide it back, tilt the diff up so I can clear the subframe and lower it down and get covered in gear oil. There's the oil. Should come down. Balance it. Right, let's drain this oil. So the box is out, and it's a clutch. This is our clutch cover. Clutch plate is in there. And the first thing I noticed is actually the fingers are more in here than they are here. It's very uneven. Often when they weaken off they can cause a judder as well. And then the other bit, the concentric slave cylinder. Basically the hydraulics have a built-in release bearing or throw-out bearing, whatever you want to call it. And this comes in and out as you press on the pedal. And that is one noisy bearing as well. Often the symptoms with this is as you're pulling away, as you're lifting the clutch up, you get like a sort of noise. If that's what you're getting, then that's the bearing that's knackered. Alright, we'll get the clutch off and see the state of it. Right, be careful with this bit because it will quite weighty sometimes. Leave it out. So this is our clutch. That's our clutch plate. That's our clutch cover. And it bolts onto the engine that way, obviously. So just looking at it, reasons for it to slip is when the material wears down. These rivets here, as you see, this material is very close to these rivets, well, to that one, that one, that one and that one, and then when you look on the other side it's just as bad. So yeah, this needed doing, no worries about that. Also the pressure plate, you can see there, those fingers there are touching the floor, but here they're raised up, so the pressure plate had weakened off as well. Right, next I'm going to show you the concentric slave and how to change that over.